The Douro Valley is famous as the birthplace of port, and also it's the oldest wine region in the world. But you don't have to be a wine aficionado to appreciate its gobsmacking beauty, fascinating history, and delicious food. And it all centres on the Rio Douro, the Douro River, and cruising along it is the best way to absorb this charming piece of Portugal. Scenic is absolutely the most sublime way to take in the sights of the Douro Valley. Our 11-day scenic river cruise kicked off in Porto and then headed east down the Douro. And today edged us all the way across the border into Spain and one of its most charming cities. Such a beautiful first impression of Salamanca. It literally takes your breath away.
Yes, so this is the origin of the city, and we are walking around the most ancient monument in Salamanca, the Roman Bridge.
And it's all this beautiful sandstone. It's gorgeous.
Yes, we have a unity of color in the city. You can appreciate from here the construction of the cathedrals. All of the monuments were built with the same stone.
The old town area of Salamanca is a visual feast, with beautiful buildings lining its many laneways. But even among all this beauty, its central square stands as a masterpiece.
This square is considered to be one of the most beautiful main squares in Spain and in Europe also.
Built in the 18th century in traditional Baroque style, the square has had several reincarnations over the centuries.
Well, originally, Main Square was used for the market. That's why it has arches around, and for the spectacles. That's why you can see balconies around. And the most important spectacles were bullfights. So it's still a great place for people to get together, albeit in a different form. Yes.
Salamanca boasts a rich collection of Renaissance, Roman, Gothic and Baroque architecture. And a couple of its most impressive landmarks are the city's two cathedrals, sitting side by side. It's not enough to have one cathedral. Salamanca has two. That seems very extravagant.
Yes.
Why did they decide to build another one?
Well, Salamanca was very important thanks to the university. A lot of students, professors, religious orders, military orders. At the end of the 15th century, they considered that the old cathedral was too small, not enough high, and too dark. And that's why they wanted to have a new and a bigger cathedral.
At its heart, Salamanca is a university town. So this is the oldest university in Spain?
Yes, it is, and the fourth oldest in Europe.
Opened in 1218, Salamanca University is not only a place of study, but a living monument of over 800 years of history.
The furniture that you can see here dates back to the 16th century, depending on their social class. Nobility in the front.
So you were ranked according to your social class?
Yes, and the professor in the chair.
Back on board Scenic every evening the dining is top-notch. But tonight I've been invited to try something a little special.
Portobello's, it's a very important venue for us on board because it's all about Portuguese flavors. So it's all about sharing our Portuguese tradition.
We've been on other cruises and, yeah, it doesn't compare to Scenic. Like, yeah, the food, the staff.
Probably one of my favourite things is they do my ironing. And that is because I do everybody's ironing. So.
It's such a treat, isn't it?
It is a luxury.
Welcome back to our wonderful cruise along the Douro River aboard Scenic Azure. After crossing the border to explore Spain's golden city of Salamanca, we're back in Portugal, uncovering more of its hidden treasures. In 1991, while building a dam in this valley, workers discovered rock art. Now, hats off to the Portuguese government. They halted construction and instead created this incredible archaeological park. And it's because of this that we now have an idea of what life was like in 22,000 BC. The Coa Valley Archaeological Park, as it's now known, is home to more than 80 rock art sites and a monumental museum. Aldina, you have this incredible museum here, but the real museum is out in the valley.
Yes, it's behind me, the real museum where the rock art of our ancestors were found.
The landscape is as rich in history as it is in beauty, with relics uncovered dating back many thousands of years.
The archaeologists, when they excavate, they found utensils that when we looked at that, utensils are stones. They are stones touched by our ancestors. They are stones that, with that stones, they could hunt, they could draw the engravings. So it's their day life.
Coa Museum allows visitors to travel back in time. What animals can you see there? You've obviously gone over them in colours, so it's more obvious.
We can see the aurochs, the wild bull. We can see horses, goats, the Pyrenees goat, and deers. So these 4 species are the most animals represented here in Coa.
As well as recreations and replicas, there's genuine artefacts from hunter-gatherer societies in Paleolithic times.
Archaeologists found already traces that dates Homo sapiens here since 34,000 years before present ago. And that's why this is so important, because proves when they arrive and the utensils they left behind, and with these utensils we can link with the rock art.
Back on board Scenic Azure, there's time to soak up the European summer with a barbecue on the sun deck before our afternoon adventure. At any time, guests can opt to stay on the ship and laze about in the lounge, soak in the vitality pool, or just hang out in the comfort of your own balcony suite. But I couldn't resist a tour to the fairy tale-like village of Provenzend.
Provenzend is the oldest, and it was the most important village in Douro Valley, just because it's on the top of the hill, and a lot of families came here to build their houses to maintain the power of port wine, not industry, but port wine production.
So it was a very wealthy little town.
Very, very wealthy, and you can see that in the main church. It's 5 altars in gold. It's amazing.
I see what you mean now, that the wealth, it's so opulent.
Yes. It's amazing. And always you can see the power and the richness of the old times. The owners of the main houses, they give the best of the best, a lot of money, because they were always very religious and they want to show the best quality of carpenters. And also the paintings for the ceiling are amazing.
And it's still a working church.
And it's still a working church, yes.
One of the most ancient and important manor houses of the village is Casa da Calçada, and it's been in Manuel's family for several generations.
It's so wonderful that you open your doors up and welcome everyone.
You know, when we see friends in our house, in Portugal, we like to share something to eat. It's like a welcome. I have here the bola. Bola is the bread that you make like the old times with your hands. Everything is with your hands. Another thing that is also fantastic, it's this. This is our personality from Douro Valley. This is our character, this is our life, this is our passion, port wine. I know that you enjoy also port wine in Australia.
I love it.
But this is the original one.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure.
Oh. Delicious.
Explore the wonders of Portugal in truly all-inclusive ultra-luxury on board Scenic Azure. Exclusive Scenic Enrich experiences, Scenic free choice activities, all on-board meals and drinks are included. Getaway viewers can save $300 per person with an exclusive voucher, plus included economy flights in 2025. To request your voucher, visit scenic.com.au/getaway, call 1300 790 372 or speak to your nearest travel advisor. Our 11-day Douro Valley River Cruise with Scenic has landed us in the delightful town of Pinhao, and it is ripe and ready for exploring.
This whole experience is like a choose-your-own adventure. Scenic provide all the options, and you get to pick and choose as you please. Well, today I have spun the wheel, and it has landed on kayaking.
From free time to do whatever you please to all-inclusive tours, your days can be as busy or as peaceful as you please. And with options like hiking and kayaking, the more active guests among us are well and truly covered.
So we're at the point where two rivers converge.
Exactly. Pinhão, it's a tributary of the Douro River, has its source in the Alvão Mountain, which is north Douro Valley, Douro Wine region, and meets the Douro River in this very place and gives name to the town.
In the vines just above Pinhao is Quinta da Roeda, sitting in one of the most spectacular locations in the Douro Valley.
What is it about the Douro Valley that makes your wines so famous all around the world?
Well, the unique terroir we have here in the Douro wine region, the geologic formation, mainly composed by slate. Then we have the Mediterranean microclimate, and also human hands tamed this region.
I think they would be very hard-working human hands. This is so steep, it would be really labour-intensive.
Absolutely, you're right. So almost, even nowadays, almost all the working stages here in the Douro wine region are still done by hand.
Croft Wines and its vineyards are some of the oldest in existence, and tradition is still proudly upheld.
When the grapes arrive, we need to stomp to tread the grapes.
Oh, they still do that?
Exactly. 1, 2, left, right, 1, 2. Imagine this for 2 hours.
2 hours?
Exactly. The second phase we call freedom, so 2 more hours. Then we can have the accordion ladies singing, dancing.
So people are like freestyling, whatever they want to do.
Freestyle. That's
as long as they're stomping.
2 more hours, so in total 4 hours.
The proof, of course, is in the port itself.
This one here, it is a really good wine, Porto wine for the summer days, the hot summer days. You can drink as an appetizer before a meal, or if you wish, you can make a cocktail. Saúde.
Saúde.
Cheers.
Oh, it's got a very deep flavour to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Pinhao, we're headed to Porto, the start and end point of this delightful 11-day scenic cruise. and the location of one of the most memorable experiences of the trip.
There are moments in every trip that give you goosebumps and you remember them for the rest of your life. And I have a feeling that tonight is going to be one of those moments.
Not only is this 14th century Gothic church open exclusively for us scenic guests, but we're treated to a private performance within this sacred space. Welcome back to Porto and the final leg of our Douro Valley cruise with Scenic.
In my normal life, I spend a lot of time making sure that everything is organised. And that is why it is such a relief to come on a trip and have everything done. I didn't even have to bring my clubs.
As an avid amateur golfer, I couldn't resist signing up for this Scenic free choice experience and playing a few holes.
I've never felt so much pressure at golf in my life. There's a camera crew here. Everyone's watching.
Quinta do Fogo is a 6-hole golf course just a few minutes' drive from the heart of the city. The other Scenic free choice on offer takes you exploring a bit further afield. Around 40 minutes south of Porto is Aveiro, sometimes dubbed the Venice of Portugal, thanks to its network of canals running through the city.
I think we are two different, beautiful cities, okay? We are different from Venice, we are smaller, and Venice has the boats still with the men moving, okay, the boat. So it's very different. The only thing they have in common is you export the city by boat.
These ribbons are so gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's very known by those bridges. So everyone that visits our city drops a ribbon like a mark of its visits. Yeah.
Is that what Aveiro is like? Colourful and light and happy?
Exactly, happy people, I think, yes.
These colourful boats are known as molisaro, so named because they were used to collect and transport moliso, a type of seaweed which was abundant in the area. These days, they simply transport tourists.
Here used to live most of the people that used to work on the salt fields, also the fishermen. So this is most common called the fishermen's neighborhood, the oldest part from Aveiro.
Aveiro's former trade was seaweed and salt, making this network of canals vital to the industry and economy of the city for centuries.
There's a lot of Art Nouveau buildings.
Yeah, so we are the Portuguese capital of Art Nouveau. We have 26 buildings plus 2 monuments of this style in our city. I will show you one of the most beautiful examples with the eagle on the top. That's the Art Nouveau Museum.
There's 2 souvenirs you're most likely to take home from Aveiro. One is salt, and the other is their sweet eggs.
Those are called the sweet eggs, ovos moles in Portuguese, and it's a typical sweet from our city. It's a delicacy with more than 500 years that was invented by the nuns. On the past, they used to iron the clothes with a white egg, so they needed to do something with the yolk. So they put the yolk together with water and sugar, and that's how the sweet eggs were born.
That's delicious.
It's very good.
It's so sweet. I love it.
Amazing.
What a beautiful way to finish our journey through the north of Portugal. Yes, it's got a fascinating history, beautiful landscapes and an intriguing culture. But what really sets Portugal apart are its people. So warm, welcoming and always smiling. Put all of that together and the result is a journey full of joy. And it's all waiting to be discovered.
Explore the wonders of Portugal in truly all-inclusive ultra-luxury on board Scenic Azure. Exclusive Scenic and rich experiences, Scenic free choice activities, all on-board meals and drinks are included. Getaway viewers can save $300 per person with an exclusive voucher, plus included economy flights in 2025. To request your voucher, visit scenic.com.au/getaway, call 1300 790 372 or speak to your nearest travel advisor. Thanks for cruising with me for the last couple of weeks. Next week, we are checking into 5-star luxury in Bali.
This all-villa resort is the type of holiday destination that you daydream about.
Plus hunting for dinosaurs in outback Queensland.
Is this addiction they call fossil fever really a thing?
Yes, definitely is. For me, it's probably the thrill of the chase because you just never know what's going to be under that next layer.
See you then. Good night.